Tim Smith, Kicker Performance Audio out of Stillwater, Oklahoma, and we're at LST 2024. We brought out the semi again this year. It went on a little bit of an adventure in New Mexico a couple months back, but we've got it repaired up. Still waiting on the tractor, but the trailer's all done. Got everything back out, got the boom room. We got all the display walls, and then I brought my 1994 Chevy Silverado. I've had this truck for probably 10 to 12 years now, and just been slowly picking at it piece by piece. I gathered a lot of parts at the beginning, waited till I had a lot of it before I started, and then went from there. God, what was it? It was 2-inch lifted coils on the front and 31 1250s, so it kind of had this Baja pre-runner look without any of the stretched fenders or anything, and I knew when I got it that I was going to the ground with it. My dad had one of these when I grew up. That's actually what I learned to drive in, but it was a standard cab short box step side Z71. But I wanted a 2-wheel drive slam version and the fleet side because I'm not a sport side guy. Oh yeah, it's been a long time, and I don't think I'll ever get rid of it. I like graphics, but I just always had this thing, like if you have to maintain them as far as like, oh, I got a dent or a ding, then trying to match it can be a pain. So instead of doing the graphics, let's just go ahead and do a two-tone, and that'd be good. I like the way that on the OBS, or not the OBS, but the square body before, it broke before the headlights, because I really don't think this would look good with a brown grille. It would look out of place, so we broke it before the headlights, so that way the front end could stay blacked out. Well, I just like the fact that it doesn't age it. It's timeless. It's one of those things that I could put it in a, put it in a storage unit and 20 years from now get it out again, and I think it would still look just as cool. Well, I really like the Del Reys, and I've always had my eye on them, so when I got the opportunity, I jumped on it. Everything else that's been done to a truck, it's not over the top. It's kind of like super OEM, kind of advanced, like a little nicer than stock. These are like the cooler version of the old steel wheels because it's the bigger size. You get the wider footprint. Yeah, they're awesome. Draws even more attention and it pops. They just look great. I love them. It goes to whatever shows it needs to go to with Kicker, but then there are a lot of events that I'll go to on my own. Like I'm gonna go down to Good Guys in April at the Texas Motor Speedway and go check out the American Flat Track race out there. We'll have this and the rig up at Slamology in Indiana a little bit later this year. It's gonna be a good time. This has got one of our key 204s running a 5 1/4 in the kick panel, as well as our, I know people hate calling it that, but the Snowman pods that has the tweeter and the 2 3/4 inch mid up in the dash in the 4x6 locations. And then I've got a CXA 1200.1 running the 2 shallow mount 8s in the MTI enclosures behind the seat. They actually asked me when they were building the box, they were like, what color is your interior? And I told them, I said, it's this cat skin color. When it showed up, it was wrapped and ready to go. All they had to do was drop some subs in and it was off to the races. There's little stuff I'd like to do, like I've got an LS that I'm building for it, and apparently I'm building it on an, what is it, the old sand, turn it over, hourglass, because it's taking forever. Plus calendar, it's just ridiculous. By the time I get the LS in it, LSs will be faded out. Everybody like, those aren't even cool anymore, but whatever, it'll work. It'll be period correct for the truck. The list of people to thank on this truck is numerous and many. Actually, if you go to Solo Films DVD on YouTube, there's a video on there that's from a couple years back. It's called Project Lunchbox. And that is actually the build of this truck. And it has, airlift, Fat Fabs. I can't thank Jake and those guys enough, but Fat Fabs, airlift, Metra for the LED bulbs. I mean, there's so many people. Hushmat, they're great people to work with. Obviously, Detroit Steel Wheel and Mob Steel, they're fantastic. Kicker Audio, because otherwise I wouldn't be doing this. So many people. So if you want to see more of the truck, you can follow me on Instagram, NC Lunchbox. Bye, baby. I'll see you soon. You got to say hi to the wife.